What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, you know what we're talking about, man. Stellantis is at it again. Carlos Tavares literally skirted around the issue with Maserati, but that's not the only one. And I am fresh back from Detroit. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I was meeting with some special people. If you're on my story, you know who that was. And an American icon brand is coming back. We're going to talk about all that and more in today's video. All right, guys, so I am on my way down to go pick up my badge. I know it is later in the day. It is day one of SEMA, and it's sacrilegious, but I literally was all over the country yesterday. Like, I was in Tennessee, taking care of some important stuff there, and then I ended up getting a request to have a sit-down with somebody in Detroit. And when you kind of get that kind of email, first I thought, oh, this is a scam. There's no way that this is real, right? No friggin' way. And then, you know, you follow up and then you do a phone call and then you find out it's very real. So I did that. But let's cover the first things first. First things first, let's talk about Carlos Tavares skirting around the issue of Maserati and electrification. Now, Carlos Tavares is the biggest retard when it comes to everything has to be electrified. Like, that's his thing, right? And Maserati is a European brand. It's not like it's American or anything, right? Well, when people in the Italian government started asking questions about, well, when are we doing this Maserati electrification? Tavares skirted the issue. He didn't talk about it. There's a reason for that. Part of my, I'll get to the Detroit thing in a minute. Maybe I'll have to make a separate video on that. But some of the sources and stuff I've been talking to have said brands right now are actively for sale. Now, Stellantis is going to say that they're not, and that there isn't any brands for sale. But you'll also notice, like, Chrysler on their website, where they were talking about like some of the electrification, a couple of those pages where they had like the stuff for the future, you notice that they disappeared. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they disappeared? Depending on what happens today on election day and who our next president is, will determine whether or not two European brands and two American brands are sold or merged into another company with Chinese investment. I told you guys about this. I've been very specific about this. I've been beating this thing in because let's just keep it real, right? Every time my sources have said this is going to happen, this is going to happen, I drop a video and it's usually about 2 or 3 weeks. I think the longest was a month. And then we see it in the news. Every single time. Well, when this happened, I was like, yeah, I thought the BYD thing is over. Like, that's not happening. You know, and then I was like, maybe they are trying to, you know, deflate the stock price so that they can merge with BYD. But to see this and to see Carlos Tavares uneasy and not wanting to answer the question about what's going on with Maserati, alarm bells. It literally coincides with everything that I've already been told concerning Maserati, DS, and Chrysler and Dodge. So it could be that Stellantis, knowing the issues that they're having and why the Jeep keeps getting pushed back, and I'm talking about the Wagoneer S, and why the Ram REV, the 1500 REV is being pushed back, it could be that Tavares or the board have already decided we're just going to wash our hands of two of these brands. And I know, like, shout out to my dude OC Motivator, he said, oh, it'd be so hard to split them off. Not really. if they stop making the Charger after this year, like let's say they say, we're not going to make the Charger anymore after it merges or is purchased by, say, BYD. And it might not be BYD. Maybe it's Geely. I don't know. Maybe it's, but if it's, let's say, for example, it's BYD and they purchase all 4 of those brands. And now they have a foothold in Europe and America, and they do it, if they're, depending on what happens in the election today, will determine how fast they announce it and lock it in. Because if they do it before, say, Trump takes office, there's not much they can do. They're here. They own the brand. The vehicles are built here. Can't tariff it if it's built here, right? And the part, but that's the thing. Where are the parts going to come from? And there's already legislation online to ban all Chinese parts. So I don't know how that's going to all shake out. I just know that there's rapid movement behind the scenes now, right now, especially with Chrysler, Dodge, Maserati, and DS. And Carlos Tavares kind of tipped his hand dealing with the Italian government and not talking anything about electrification of Maserati. You're literally tipping your hand without tipping. He would be a horrible poker player. I'm just saying. But anyways, I digress. I will do a follow-up video for you guys maybe later today in between some of our SEMA stuff on what happened in Detroit and what I can talk about. So I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'm not going to specifically drop that out. I appreciate, and I wasn't the only one there. No, I wasn't. There were 2 other YouTubers way bigger than me that were also there that had that conversation. One of them I know and I consider a friend. And who's also on a plane on his way to SEMA right now. So you might see us together later today. But anyways, very interesting times are ahead. Exciting times in the automotive industry. Gives me a little bit more faith in what can happen with Chrysler and Dodge. And I know everybody's like no on the Chinese thing, and I'm right there with you. But Stellantis is destroying it. And I know Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram should all go together, but I think they are going to split them up. Sorry, there's no way to put it. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. I know that there's articles out there already today at the time of me recording this talking about the Maserati situation with Tavares. I know Reuters had dropped it like 5 minutes before I left the house. So, but like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends. Oh, and stay tuned. Lots of SEMA content coming soon. Let me know what you guys want to see at SEMA. I know you guys want to see the new Dodge stuff. I'm going.